Namaste, yogis. Good morning. How are you today? I'm so grateful that you are tuning in for a little yoga with me this morning. Believe me, I think I need it more than you do. I've been really lazy over the long weekend, which blended into the long week before. And it seems like a long time since we got together again, so I hope you're ready for a little light yoga. Get on your mat, get on that mat, and let's do some yoga. Yes. Connect with the self, your true self. Allow the mind to still. Stop talking to yourself, that little incessant voice in your head that says, why aren't we doing this? We need to do that. I wish this was this way. I wish that was that way. Just let it all go and be. Be yourself. Whatever that is, whoever that is, be and accept that that's who you are, without any pretense, without any trying. I'm going to close my eyes for a few moments and focus on the breath. Try to be grateful for every breath you take, aware of the air as it moves in through the nose, through the throat, into the lungs, expanding the chest, expanding the belly, expanding the body. And then as it leaves, deflate the balloon, let it all go. Let's see who's tuning in. Hi Kevin, hi Diane. Nice to see you this morning, namaste. Back to the breathing, folks. With every inhalation, just a little bit taller through the way that you're sitting, lifting through the top of the head, all the way, creating a little extra space between each of your vertebrae. Reach up with the top of the head. As you exhale, let your arms and shoulders relax, but keep the length through the spine. Let's drop the head forward, let the chin come down towards the chest, stretching out the back of the neck. Allow the neck to relax and release. Shoulders can release, but the back stays pretty straight. Drop that head forward and let it hang. Release your belly to allow the neck to let go even more. Allow the head to be so heavy it hangs like a bowling ball on a string. Let it go. Just begin to move the chin left and right a little bit slowly. Whatever speed you're going, slow it down by half. Try to feel every muscle, every tendon in the back of that neck as you move left and right so slowly. And if there's a particular place that's talking to you, it's got a lot of tension, just stop right there and breathe air into that spot. I've had a lot of questions about, do you really breathe air into a spot on your body? And I think probably you don't, but the idea of it is very beneficial. You're sending energy, you're sending the healing power of your breath into that spot as you imagine that the breath is moving into that spot. So just go ahead and imagine that you're sending it in, because the energy is there. It comes along with the breath, the healing energy, the restorative power of your breath. Go all the way to the right ear armpit and just sort of gaze towards your armpit, letting the other side of the neck, the left side, stretch and elongate and release. Keep that left shoulder down. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths, long, slow, deep breaths. Alright, drop it down forward. Let it hang for a moment. Don't do anything. Just let the head hang. Let gravity win. Remember I said release the belly so the neck can let go all the way. Let it go. And then again we're going to go left and right a few times, just gently and slowly, feeling the neck stretch and lengthen the spine, the back of the skull. And now we go over towards the other armpit, the left armpit. Just gaze gently towards the armpit and let the opposite side of the neck stretch. Keep that right shoulder way down. Release your arms. Relax your shoulders. Relax the neck. Relax your mind. And then back and forth. Come back to the middle and slowly bring your face up back to a neutral position for the neck. That was awesome. Let's bring the hands to prayer pose right in front of your throat chakra. Push those hands all the way up. Look up and breathe in big. Reach up, wiggle your fingers. Reach up, look up, breathe in. Exhale, arms out to the side. Close them, keep the arms straight, palms come together. Touch the fingertips, bow the head. Feel the shoulder blades separate away from each other and reach forward, across the back. Fingertips reaching forward. You can interlock your thumbs a little bit so that you can really reach those fingertips forward. And then we're going to open the hands out, breathe in, lift the face. Exhale, bring it together again. Hands are together. Bend the elbows. Elbows together, fingertips together, lift and drop. Breathe in, lift, exhale, drop. Breathe in, lift, exhale, drop. And bring it back to a neutral position. Elbows right at the same level as your shoulders and open it up. Drop the right arm down and switch. If this doesn't work for you, just use the range of motion that your body has. Some people have a little catch in their shoulders, and we don't want to push anything. Remember, when we're doing yoga together, everything is gentle, no forcing anything. Don't worry about how it looks. Think about how it feels. Make sure it feels good, feels right, feels restorative and healthy, and it makes you feel happy. Keep breathing, keep moving those arms. Yes. All right, stretch them out. Bring them up overhead again. Reach up. And bring those prayer hands back right down to your heart. Round the back and drop the head forward. Let your hands just rest in the lap of your, right where your ankles are. Round the back, drop the head, slump the shoulders, relax everything in the body, and find balance and quietness. A neutral spine. How are we doing, guys? Hi, Melinda. Hi, Ann. Okay, I'm going to try and get rid of these so I can see what's going on the screen. There we go. Yes, so we're going to stretch one leg out. One leg can stay bent in or be a little bit out. Take that one leg out and stretch it out. Take the same arm and stretch the arm out right over the leg. Drop it down to touch the ankle or the shin and bring the other arm straight out. Bring it slowly up and overhead. Exhale and go into a delicious stretch from fingertips all the way to the hip bone. From hip to fingertips, stretch and breathe. Slowly reaching back up again. Bring both hands up. Stretch it up. Prayer hands coming slowly down as you exhale. Let's stretch the other leg out. Reach the arm out over the extended leg. Bring the hand down to the shin or the ankle and bring the other arm out 180 degrees. And then slowly bring it over. Feel that lovely stretch through the body from the fingertips. Stretch your fingers wide. Feel it in the wrist and the forearm and the elbow. Stretch. Breathe. Feel it in the armpit, in the ribs, on the side of the body, all the way down to the waist. Yeah, reach it back up, both hands up, stretch it up. Prayer hands down, take a moment. And now we're going to have both legs out, so we're stretching out in a straddle. Now remember, we're not pushing anything, we're not forcing anything, we are being very gentle. So if your legs don't go out very far, if you just want to bring your legs in anywhere that feels like that's your edge, that's your edge, so that's where you are, and be grateful for that. Don't judge yourself. Take a moment to breathe and really feel the connection through your hip bones, your sitting bones down into the earth. Some people like to pull the flesh away to connect that bone down. That's optional. Straighten your spine and lift up through the top of your head, pushing down on those sitting bones. Let your shoulders and arms relax. And then walk your hands away from your hips. Walk your hands forward. Bend the elbows just a hair and push back. This is a range of motion stretch. Be gentle. We're just getting started today. We just want to wake the body up a little bit. Bring the face a little closer to the floor and push back. Find that range of motion. Let's come down and stay down for just 20 seconds. Keep breathing. We're not very far down because we're just getting started. And then push halfway back. Wherever you were, go halfway back to vertical. And walk your hands towards your right leg. Bring your nose or your forehead close to your knee. You can round your back. Just allow yourself to sort of collapse down over that leg. If you want, you can reach your hands towards your foot or your ankle or your heel. And then hands to the floor, push yourself halfway up and walk back to the middle. Bend the elbows, bring the face a little bit close to the ground and then push back. Be gentle, don't stress out your inner thigh, groin area. Don't force anything. We don't want any injuries. We just want to feel good. Halfway down, hold, and then walk over to the other leg. One hand on either side of the knee. Bow your head over that knee. Bring the forehead or the nose close to the knee. Just a little bit close. Don't force it. If you choose to, you can reach for your foot. To the floor, push yourself halfway up, and let's walk back to the middle, walk the hands back to the middle, bend the elbows, and push back. Match your breathing to your movement. Exhale as you bend forward, inhale as you come back up. And then come down to wherever you feel is a good place for you to hold for another 20 seconds. If you want, you can rest on your elbows. And then walk your hands, push your hands on the ground and bring the body back upright. And we're going to come back to cross-legged seated position. Back is straight. Hands to prayer pose. Interlock the fingers this time and really squeeze those hands together and then release. Squeeze and release. It feels great to squeeze and release your hands, doing nothing else but just that for a moment. Breathing. All right. And keep them interlocked and push them forward. Straighten out those arms, round the back, and drop the head. Push the hands way forward. Keep breathing. Inhale and bring those arms straight overhead. Don't change anything in the arms, just bring them up overhead. Inhale big. Beautiful. Exhale, bring the hands to behind the head or on top of the head or at the neck, and elbows go way back. We're going to look up through the top of the eye sockets and blink. Keep breathing. Blink and look up. All right, bring the hands overhead again. Breathe in big. Exhale, round the back. Drop the arms down. Bow the head way down. Round that back. Stretch the fingers forward. Keep breathing. Bring it up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, arms to the back of the head, elbows wide. This time we're going to take the eyes all the way to the left and then bring them all the way over like we're looking at a rainbow right over our head, all the way to the right, and then back over, 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 over. Bring your eyes forward, scrunch them closed. Breathe in. And exhale, open the eyes wide, stretch it up, round the back, breathe out. Stay here for a moment, just breathe. Relax your neck. Open the hands out to the side, lift the face, back is neutral. Bring your hands behind your back. And this is where, if you have a piece of fabric, if you need, you can use a piece of fabric rolled up or a belt. We're going to bring our hands behind our back and clasp the fingers together around the tailbone area. So I'll turn sideways so you can see what's going on. Bring the hands behind and see if you can straighten the arms. If you can't straighten your arms, then you need the belt or the strap so that your hands can be farther apart and your arms can be straight. Squeeze your shoulder blades for all they're worth. This is your moment to squeeze your shoulder blades together and breathe. Lift up with the top of the head. Squeeze the shoulder blades way at the top where the scapulas come together at the top. And now shift that squeeze to the middle of your scapula. Squeeze in the middle. And now shift it down to the very bottom of your shoulder blade. Squeeze at the base of your scapula. Slide the squeeze up and down. Breathe. Squeeze it up. Slide it down. Slide it up and down as you breathe. Yes. Amazing. Beautiful. Release the arms and bring them in front and give yourself a hug. Hug yourself like you just saw yourself at the airport and you haven't seen yourself in so long. How have you been? Notice which arm is on top. Open them out. Put the other arm on top. Squeeze, hug, shake. Someday we'll be doing this with each other. All right, arms out to the side. Arms out to the side. Bring one up and one down. Let the one on the ground, the right hand, my right hand's on the ground. I'm going to look at the one on the ground and reach The other hand up. Stretch it up. And then let it come back down. Arms out to the side. Other way. Look at the hand on the ground next to your hip and stretch the other hand as high up as you possibly can. Breathe in and expand your rib cage. And then let it come back down. Let both hands just rest on the ground for a moment and roll your shoulders. Roll them back the other way. And now we're going to sit way back on our tailbone and back on our elbows and let the legs go straight out. Elbows are taking all the weight of your torso, and you can actually let your shoulders slump a little bit here and just be for a moment. Relax and let your upper back sink down. Your head can come forward. And then bend the knees and bring the heels close to the hips. And pick your hips up off a bit, just a bit, so that you can kind of round the tailbone under and be a little bit on your lower back rather than your tailbone. And then we're going to bring the knees close to the nose, make yourself into a tiny ball, stretch the legs straight up. One leg's going to come down, flat to the ground, and then back up. Other leg down, flat to the ground, and back up. Keep it going. Breathe. Now let's bend one and bring the other one down. And then point them back up. Point your toes at the top. Flex the ankles. One bends, one comes down. Point the toes at the top. Flex the ankles, point. Flex the ankles and point. Keep breathing. Ten more. Yes, I said it, 10 more. That's only, well, we're at 9. Both sides get to do it before you get to count down. That's 8. You start to feel it, don't you? 7. 6. 5. 4. If it's too much for you, just rest. Just catch up with us on the other end of this. We're going to lay down after this. 3. 2. Yes, we made it. And that's 1. Bend the knees, place the heels on the ground, and lay yourself down on the mat. Allow your arms to rest kind of close to your torso, but not right up against your torso. And palms are open to the sky. Walk your toes away from your hips a little bit and then drop both knees to the left and relax. Both knees hanging out towards the left. Let your head gently move to the right. Relax everything in the body. Don't anticipate the next move that we're going to do. Just be here for now. Focus on your breath and relax. Three more breaths, long, slow, deep, full, easy breaths. Clear your mind. Slowly bring up one leg and then the other, and then drop them together all the way over to the other side. Your knees are going to the right if you're on the same side as me, and then let the head go the opposite way. Relax everything in the body. If you need to think about something because you've got one of those busy minds, just count your blessings. What are you grateful for today? I know I'm all very, very grateful for all of you. Relax. Let gravity win. Don't fight it. Sink down, melt down, and be. 3 more breaths. Take your time. And then bring the legs back up one at a time. And let's pretend like our knees are Velcroed together. Bring your feet off the ground. Knees are stuck together. Make a circle with the knees. Three more circles, very slow. Change direction. And then bring the hands to the knees and round your back and rock a little bit from hips to shoulders. And then slowly just lay out and stretch your arms and legs out in all directions like a 5-pointed star. Notice how your body is on the mat. Make sure you feel balanced. Weight is distributed comfortably on your hips, shoulders, arms, legs, back of your head, and torso. And then bring the feet together, arms overhead, and stretch like you just woke up from the most delicious sleep of your life. Give us a little yawn. Bring up your left leg, reach for the leg with your hands and grab wherever your hands reach. Gently bring the leg a little closer to the face and back it towards vertical. Find your range of motion here. Do not force the leg to come closer to the face than it wants to. Listen to the body's wisdom and guidance. Follow the rules. Don't force yourself into any kind of injury. Just work with your range of motion and breathe. Find your most extreme spot where you feel like that's your therapeutic edge. Stay right there. Hold the leg in a static stretch for 30 seconds. If if your leg's bent, don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be straight. This is your stretch. And then bend the leg and bring the foot onto the knee of the other leg, and the knee of your bent leg is going to come down towards the ground. And keep that shoulder reaching back. Your left shoulder reaches back for the floor, your right knee reaches down to the other side of the body on the floor. If this doesn't work for you, you can use a pillow under your knee. And let your head either look straight up towards your ceiling or in the same direction as your bent leg. Don't try to bring the head twisting around the other way, because then you put effort into the neck, and we want to relax right now. So let's just let everything go. Find balance and ease. Release and relax. Let your breath be deep and full and restorative. The lower back and hips holds a lot of tension. Gives us little aches and pains all the time. So this is your chance to flush out the toxins that store in those hips and tailbone area, in the pelvis. Breathe it out and relax. Ready, bend the knee and roll back onto your back, and do another long body stretch, arms overhead. Yes. Bringing up the other leg, we're going to bring up, for me it's the right leg, reach both hands, grab the leg, and gently bring it close to the face and back to vertical. As I said before, it doesn't have to be straight. You can have a bent leg. You can work with it like this. If your leg is straight and you like it that way, do it that way. The most important thing is that you're stretching the back of your leg gently and breathing a lot. Find in that range of motion. Enables you to find your therapeutic edge where you don't want to go any farther. Stay right there now and hold the leg in a static 30-second stretch. Keep breathing. And then release and bring the foot to the knee of the other leg and turn your body so you roll up onto the left side of your hip and your knee comes to the floor or to a pillow to support it. Keep your right shoulder reaching back towards the ground. It won't be on the ground, but it's thinking about trying to be on the ground. And relax everything in the body, so just let gravity win. Let it go. Trust yourself enough to let go. Sometimes you think you're relaxed and then you kind of realize, wait a minute, I'm still holding part of my tension in my deepest core, right around that lower spine. Let it go. Release and trust yourself. It's okay. This is wonderful for the body to release and relax. Resets your autonomic nervous system. As your organs start to cleanse. Let's do 3 more long, slow breaths before we come out of this delicious spinal twist. When you're ready, roll onto your back and do 1 more of those long body stretches. And then we're going to bend the knees and bring the hands alongside the body and bring the pelvis off the ground. So make sure your feet are where you want them to be to support a little bit of a bridge here. We're going to lift the hips up. And if you care to and want to, you can walk your shoulders together underneath your upper back and clasp your hands together under your tailbone. Arch that back up even higher then. Push the heels and the balls of the feet down to lift the pelvis up even higher. And let's do some strong breathing here to invigorate the body. Inflate the belly big and round like a balloon and squish it closed like a bellows, blowing out through the lips. There we go. Squeeze the buttocks really tight and push the hips up even higher, especially if you chose to clasp your hands together under your hips. Blow out through the lips and bellows in and out. Slow it down. Release the hands and reach straight up from your shoulders and lower the back down onto the mat 1 vertebrae at a time. Upper back, middle back, lower back, hips. Sink those hips down onto the ground and bring the knees to the chest and your hands to your knees. Squeeze the knees into the chest and release. Squeeze it in and release. Squeeze it in and hold it. Release your mind, your shoulders, but keep pulling the legs in so that the lower back can really release nicely after that bridge. And then release. Let the knees open a little bit and rock a little bit left and right, side to side. And then feet to the ground. Knees are bent. Reach the hands straight up. Lift the head off the mat. Lift the shoulders off the mat. And keep coming up slowly. 1 slow sit-up as best you can. Don't worry about it. Stretch it up. And let's come back to a seated position. How are we doing? All right, we're going to transition over into the table position next, which means we're going to be on our hands and our knees. Take a minute to get up on your hands and knees, and if the knees don't like being on a hard surface, I mean, your yoga mat has a little give, but it's not much. You can always use a blanket or a towel or something like that under the knees as extra support. So we're on our hands and knees. Make sure your wrists are right under your shoulders, knees are right under your hips. The back is neutral. Take your fingers and make them as wide as possible. Spread them out and push down with your fingertips, especially your index finger and your thumb. Arch the back up, drop the head and drop the tailbone. This is the cat pose. And then sway the back down and lift the tailbone, lift the head. This is the cow pose. In both these poses, always the arms are pushing away and the shoulders are out of your ears. Fingers are engaged. Back and forth we go between cat and cow. It's your own speed, whatever it feels good to you right now. Allow the back to become flexible and youthful, the spine invigorated. Match your breathing to your movement. Be gentle and aware. And then come back to a neutral back. Let's look around look around one shoulder for the hip and stick the hip out. Try and see it. You probably won't see it, that's okay. Come around the other way, look for the other hip around the other shoulder. And just take a few minutes to let the spine move in this direction. Sort of a lateral stretch. You can bend your opposite elbow if you care to. As you look left in the right elbow, as you look right in the left elbow. Feel like you're wagging your tail like a puppy dog. In fact, so let's keep the arms straight and just wag the tail and the head goes back and forth, counterbalancing. All right, arch and sway a few more times, cat and cow. And then drop your hips back to your heels and let the forehead come to the mat. Walk your fingers forward as far as they want to go. Pose of a child. This is a pose of acceptance and humility. Something many of us find we don't have very much of these days. So let it be relaxing and comforting like a child. All right, you've got your forearms on the mat, so see if you can come up onto your toes for a plank pose, a low plank, which we're going to hold for 20 seconds. It's a straight body with strength throughout from heels to elbows and shoulders. Keep it going and keep breathing. All right, bring the knees down. And come back up to cat and cow. Arch and sway. Arch and sway. And come back to a neutral position for the spine. The right hand is going to stay on the ground. The left hand is going to, let's do the left leg out, straight out. Can you see me? Stretch that straight leg out. And bring all your weight onto your right knee and your right hand. Let the left hand reach up. Stretch it over your head. Feel the stretch in the side body. And then bring it back to the hip. Over and back. Over and back. And now we're going to take the hand that's in the air and we're going to bring it down onto the, not to the mat, behind the other hand to thread the needle. So let's see how, we're on our both knees now, but the hand is going to come through. And the shoulder comes down. Maybe I should turn around. The shoulder comes down. The side of the face comes down. The knees are just like they were for cat and cow. Your right arm is just like it was, except the elbow's bent. Threading the needle. And then when you're ready, push against the ground and bring yourself back up for a few more cat and cows. we're going to have all our weight on our left hand and left knee. The right leg stretches out. Toes are on the ground back there. You can actually put the whole foot on the ground back there. And the right arm stretches up to the sky. Look up at it. Bring it overhead and all the way down to the hip. Stretch and breathe. And remember, it doesn't matter what you look like, it matters how you feel. Make sure it feels good. All right, this right hand's going to thread the needle behind the left wrist. Your knee comes back, down to the ground. Thread the needle. Right hand stretching forward, stretching through. Let me turn around so I can see you and you can see me. Yes, this is it. Threading the needle. Left hand has a nice high elbow right over the wrist. And then push against your hand and bring yourself back up, cat and cow. Arch and sway, breathing. Come back to a neutral position. Let's make sure those hands are happy where they are. Fingers are spread out. Turn your toes under and we're going to transition into downward dog. So the hips are going to go high, the legs are going to straighten up, and the heels can come down as far as they want to go. Push away with your arms. Push away with your arms and really feel like you're pushing your tailbone back to the top of the wall behind you. Let your head drop down close to the mat between your arms. Release your neck. This is a juicy stretch for the hips and the hamstrings. We warmed our hamstrings up, so we're ready for it. Maybe walk the dog, which means just move your feet, one heel up, one heel down, take a walk. Both heels way up on your toes, push the tailbone back and up, reach back with the tailbone, drop the head between the arms. Pushing back as hard as you can, and then slowly drop the heels down, both heels all the way down if you can. If not, don't worry about it. And then we're going to walk the feet closer to the hands and put all the body's weight on the feet and let the arms just hang, let the head just hang. Your knees can have a little micro bend or a big bend, whatever you like. This is the rag doll. Just hang from your hips and let the neck go. Head is heavy, arms are heavy. Bring both hands up to the outside of one ankle and then swing them around to the outside of the other ankle. Swing the hands around in a semicircle from ankle to ankle. Alright, put those hands right in front of the feet, bend the knees down and hands come up to the knees, push the body away from the legs and walk up your thighs, bringing the body upright. Take a moment to just sort yourself out. We've been down for a while, don't be dizzy. Stand strong on your feet. Can you see me okay? This is your mountain pose. Make sure your feet are right under your hips, your heels right aligned with the hips, and the toes pointing forwards, or even a little tiny bit pigeon-toed. Bring the energy up from the feet, push down on the ball behind the big toe, the ball behind the little toe, and the center of your heel. Those are your foundations to push down into the earth. From those pushing down points, energy rises, because every force has equal and opposite reaction. So push it down and feel the energy coming up, lifting your arches, lifting the muscles of the knees and thighs up, lifting the belly in, tucking the tailbone under, and lifting the sternum, lifting the heart, lifting the chin and the cheeks and the forehead. Let your arms not be involved in that lifting. They're going to hang loose and free. The energy's in the core of the body, all the way to the top of the head, reaching up. Breathe in. Let's bring the hands to prayer pose and just feel the gentleness of your arms and hands and the strength of your core. Acknowledge the peacefulness of being still. Push the hands up. Reach up, look up. Breathe in, expand the ribs in all directions. Breathe in. Exhale, let the right hand start to drift down and just watch it. Let it hang next to your hip, next to your leg. Look at it down there. Stretch the other side up and set your arm to swing forward and back. Let it stop on its own. See how long it takes. Keep reaching up with that other side while you look down at that loose side. Tap your hand against your leg and walk your fingers a little closer to your knee, bringing the body over, stretching through the side body. Let the head go sideways without stressing the neck. Breathe. And then walk your fingers back up your leg and lift the hand as you inhale. Reach up, stretch up, breathe in. Other hand starts to drop down. Watch it as it goes. Let it hang next to your leg. Reach up with the other side. Set the loose arm to hand swinging forward and back, and let it stop on its own. See how long it takes. Keep stretching up the other side. Isn't that nice? Tap your hand against your leg and walk your fingers down closer to your knee, bringing the body over. Stretch through the side body. Don't stress out your neck. Release the lower side and breathe. Then walk your fingers back up your leg, both hands up, stretch up, breathe in. Prayer hands down. Turn sideways so you can see. We're going to round the back and drop the head, bend the knees, and just hang like a fish hook, like a question mark. Bend the knees more, round the back more, and let the head be even heavier. Bring it down. And slowly coming back up, round the back. One vertebrae at a time, stretching your body back up straight and tall. Arms out to the side. Breathe in. Keep that mountain pose alive. Prayer hands down. Prayer hands back up. Breathe in. Angel wings down. Angel wings up. Breathe in. Prayer hands down. One more time. Up. And down. I'm going to straighten my mat a little bit here, and then we'll do the warrior sequence. Then bring your feet out in a wide stance, straddle stance. Let's let the right foot go across the mat and turn the left foot so it's parallel to the length of the mat, and bend that front knee, but keep the knee over the ankle or heel. Back leg is straight, foot goes across the mat. Bring your chest up and open your hips and shoulders to the side. And then arms out parallel from the shoulders, straight out from the shoulders. Look over your front fingertips into your future, your positive, brilliant, exciting future, and then sink the hips down even deeper. Keep the chest lifted and breathe. Let the hand behind you drop down to the leg, and let the hand in front lift up and gracefully arch back. Graceful warrior. Bring it back to warrior two. Strong, proud, capable, powerful. Let the back hand join the front hand. looking forward. Now when this happens, your back foot may pivot a little bit so that you're not exactly parallel to the mat, kind of at an angle. Hands reach forward. Hands come to prayer pose at your forehead and bow your head over your knee. Be careful, watch your balance. Humble warrior. Arms are going to swing slowly around like a Tai Chi move back to warrior two. And then we're going to turn and face the other way. Warrior two and the other leg. Looking over those fingertips into your beautiful future. Positive, hopeful, capable. Drop it back for graceful warrior. Arch the upper hand back gently. Breathe. And back to warrior two, strong. The back hand travels to meet the front hand. The back foot shifts slightly. Hands are in prayer pose at your forehead. Bow over your knee for humble warrior. Watch your balance. And then Tai Chi back to warrior two. And this is a little tricky move. Imagine you've got a bowling ball in your back hand. You're going to swing it and step with the momentum of that bowling ball and back into mountain. So swing it and step in one step, back to mountain. And that is a wonderful yoga workout. Let's end our class today with a little bit of meditation. Make sure you're comfortable with a straight back. Focus on the breath. If you're new to meditation or it's just not quite your thing, it's okay. What you can do is just say these words to yourself as you breathe. I am breathing in. I am breathing in. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing out. I am breathing out. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing in. I am breathing in. And continue like that to still the mind and bring your awareness and yourself, your consciousness, and your power into the breath, with everything else taking a back seat. So here we go. Thank you for joining me for yoga and a little meditation. I know you're doing well. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Stay at peace. I'll see you soon. Namaste.